This is check tutorial by Todays Taekwondo. Now we do check tutorials because a check is a common technique in the game. It's a common tactic in the game. And we also do it so that from the practitioner's point of view, you can build some confidence in your options, your tactics, your strengths against somebody whose X factor is a check. We refer to it as a check. Some people could call it a check turn. We'll do it in both open and closed stance. And from the checker's perspective, we're looking for you to apply it committed, as awkward as possible, with cover, legs first. So the first example of the check strategy is in closed stance. You can see here that Paul in the red head guard. His first options he plays to the front side of the pad, cutting underneath with his front leg. Then he applies variation by, as the kicker moves, as the checker moves, he goes offline and goes to the back of the pad. Within the exercise, he can clash as well as trying to score off his first action. If you're clashing now in the modern game, you've got to make sure that you're trying to score off of your clash. You can also just leave it, surprise into the clinch, work on the blind side. And then within the exercise itself, make sure that you have surprise attack element to your game. You don't just have to be responsive to the check. Paul tries a spin as well. The first spin he tries, his body's too upright, so the checker was able to push him down to the back. The second time he did it, he drops his upper body lower, his head lower, and flicks his reverse up to the pad. In open stance, the tactics are still pretty much the same. You can still manipulate the checker to make them miss and make them lose confidence. And you can still have variation in what your reaction is, i.e. you can clash and flick. But now in open stance, the flick goes to the back of the pad. You can break the pattern of your clash flick and react direct with a hook underneath to the front of the pad, as an example. You can also still surprise into the clinch. In this example, you see into the clinch crescent and look for a second and a third action while in there. Don't just settle for the one. Spins are still possible in the open stance, especially on Dado system. It works well to the back of the pad, as you see in this example. The clash as well, instead of clashing and flicking, you can find a switch. If there's a clash and the flick, if the cover's good to the back of the pad, you can switch to the open side to the pad off the clash. And then within that, manipulate the checker to kick short and miss.